Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
I'm David Pepos, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hello, kids, and welcome back to another week of Marvel Tales. Woo. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Ally himself.
Justin the Owl swooping back in to talk about his fellow Sagittarius, Hawkeye.
Oh, nice. That's right, kids.
Dropping some astrology action.
That's right, kids. We're going to be covering Hawkeyes 1 through 6 from the 2003 series. This arc, as I think I told Justin last time, yes, this arc is titled the High Hard Shaft.
I love
it. Yes, kids, expect maturity all through this episode.
Oh, yes, definitely.
The High Hard Shaft.
Gotta love that shaft.
All right, so wait, what'd you say? You have to love that shaft.
Gotta love
I'm
that
a sucker
shaft.
for a guy with a powerful rod. Oh, that's naughty.
Who said that?
It's me, your old pal, the owl.
I know. A lot of arrows getting shot in this episode.
There'll be some dicks waving around in here.
That too.
Oh, I forget. Oh, we were. I think I played a drop or two of yours today, and Loaf was like, "Double biscuits for me."
Double biscuits for me.
I love it.
All right, let's jump into these because, like I said, there's 6 issues, pretty much no synopsis, so we'll have to play this one by ear here. So, here, I'll do the credits. So, open some credits. All right. Hawkeye, Volume 3, Number 1, from December 2003. Yes, the High Hard Shaft, Part 1. The hotter, the better. Oh, my.
Just what I always wanted in a man.
Writer Fabian Nicieza, of course. Pencilers Stefano Raphael and Warner Maresta, and inker is Stefano also. Colors Ben the Magmaliawi. Okay. Letterer Dave Sharp, and editors Tom Brevoort, Andy Schmidt, and Mark Sumerak. So yeah, a lot of names here I wasn't that familiar with. But again, I like this. Is this, you said this is the first time you read this?
Yeah, I actually didn't even know about this. I knew about the miniseries in the 1990s.
Yeah.
That was, I think Chuck Dixon wrote that. And, of course, I knew about the Matt Fraction series, but somehow I completely missed this one.
Yeah, had I not seen this, yeah, sorry.
This was like an 8-issue miniseries, right? Like this was.
It was 8 issues,
or was it intended to be like an ongoing series, and it just kind of didn't. Yeah.
I don't know if it was supposed to be an ongoing, but yeah, like I said, yeah, we're covering the 6 here because that's a arc, and then the 2 were like a little arc. I don't know if it kind of rolled into like a mini series with Hawkeye and Black Widow, I think. But then, yeah, after that, it was a while.
Oh.
So. But yeah, had I not seen this in the comic shop back in the day, this would have flew under my radar too.
You found this when it came out?
Yeah, I saw the first issue. I was like, okay, I'll try this. Yeah, but I didn't see any advertising or anything for it.
Yeah, this is cool. I hope that they collect this in like some form of epic collection in the future, because they've been doing the Hawkeye epic collections pretty regularly recently, and I would love to see one where they get these miniseries together. That'd be great.
Oh, yeah. Because I was going to say, I don't know if they've ever collected this. But it is on Marvel Unlimited, kids.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, not all of them, but this first cover, it's like kind of like a painted cover.
I love that cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, all the covers for all of these
these
issues for this series were excellent.
But I mean, this one starts like all the issues of this start with a flashback.
And I really enjoyed that too. Yeah, we get a flashback of him in his carnival days talking with his brother.
Yes, Barney. Yeah,
his older brother, who, to be honest with you, I was racking my brains as I read this. I couldn't remember any other stories with his brother featured prominently like this.
I can't remember. I mean, was it some like early event? Well, not featured, but yeah, didn't he show up in like early Avengers issues? Hawkeye was in, maybe.
Was it that, or was it like maybe an Avengers Spotlight or Solo Avengers?
Maybe.
One of those where it was like a flashback type of story, similar to this in theme, where they were talking about the carnival days and stuff. But other than that, I think this is the only real mention of Barney. So I really liked that. I really enjoyed that we got a little bit more of his characterization in this.
Yeah, like I said, I can't remember because again, it's like the swordsman always gets much more attention, from Hawkeye's past.
Or a trick shot, one of
shot,
those two.
yes.
Those are usually the two that get bandied around when we're talking about Clint's origin when he was a kid. But yeah, it was great to see more of his brother. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, especially when it's here. His brother's like, talking about, doing something after the carnival or whatever, and Clint's just like, well, what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
This is the closest thing to a family we've ever had.
Yeah.
And then in the present, this is so weird. Yeah. So I guess he just sees about this restaurant with the hottest chili east of the Mississippi down in South Carolina. So he just hops on his Harley and drives down there.
Yeah. Just for something fun to do,
Exactly. I'm trying to remember if
he had some time off from the Avengers or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if this is. I'm trying to remember if this is either I think his time with the Thunderbolts or right after, because on that one page you kind of see when he's packing his bag, his shirt or something with the Thunderbolts logo on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that little detail. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Why? I know he was. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was either around this time he might have been there, or like right after.
2003. So
because Fabian did take over Thunderbolts after Kurt Busiek. I know that. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. Was he? I wonder if he was writing both this and that at the same time. That's cool.
You know what I was thinking? Because when I saw Fabian's name, at some point, again, we play this game every time. At some point, we need to cover some of his Nomad series.
Yes. We talked about that actually. I think on maybe our episode about the Black Crow that we did, because Nomad was in that one. Yeah. I would love to do that. Yeah,
and then that can kind of even like organically segue into Thunderbolts, because eventually, that stuff kind of works its way in there.
Yeah, definitely.
I love just his little trip down there to Myrtle Beach. Like he stops and helps those women change a flat tire and stuff.
Like, oh, he's so handsome. And he's like, easy girls, you'd wear me out. I love it.
The bar's dirty, Chet's.
He's talking about the chili with Jackie, the server at the bar. She goes, stuff will burn a hole through a tourist. And then Clint says, Jackie, the guidebook says it's the best chili in Myrtle Beach, and I pushed my bike for 12 hours just to get a taste of it, so the hotter the better. I love that. But then he witnesses a fight in the background with a girl and a guy. A guy's roughing up a girl, rather. He's slapping her. Yeah.
Yep. And then Clint asks Jackie, can I borrow your hairband? She's like, huh? He's like, your tip will go up to 50%.
I love it. He pulls a major Hawkeye move here with the ricocheting.
Yeah, basically uses that as a slingshot for a spoon. Yeah, basically it bounces all over the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the girl runs
off. I love that. I love that full page spread. That's so cool.
Oh, yeah. And the girl runs out and the guy's yelling, Peppermint, get your ass back here.
Yeah.
And then Clint tries to talk to her, but she takes off in her Mustang.
And then he confronts the dude that was roughing her up outside.
Well, yeah, the guy comes out and says, you see which way that baby doll go?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Clint tries to stop him. Yeah.
The
guy throws him into a car pretty hard. He's like, oh, I'm okay. I missed the creatine cocktail on the drink specials.
And later on, he finds the girl Peppermint at a strip club.
Oh, yeah, she works. Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's like, how'd you know I danced? No offense, but with the name and those watermelons you're lugging around.
Yeah.
She's like, what do you care? He's like, I gave me an excuse to check out 12 strip joints before I found you. But he says...
What? She's like, are you a cop or something? And he goes, or something.
Why should you give a crap? I give a tremendous amount of crap. But he says, yeah, he's a professional problem solver. And then, I guess the boss is looking. She's like, my time costs money. He's like, here you go. Just hands the boss a bunch of money. Says, here, buy the house around while they're waiting. Keep the change for yourself.
Big wad of cash.
I know.
The guy's counting it as he walks away. He can't believe it.
She's like, you rich or something? Or something.
Yeah, then Clint tells her a little bit about his past, like with his brother and how they worked in the carnival and stuff like that.
So since I don't Dr. Phil that often.
Yeah. They're having a little co-therapy session.
Yeah, because he wants to know her deal. She's like, boy meets girl, they fall in love, boy is married, things get messy. And Clint asks if it was the guy from the other night. She says, no, that's the bodyguard.
Yeah. And the actual guy is named Bailey Mathias.
He saw me dance and started coming to all my shows. He was sweet. And loaded.
Yeah.
And she said he said he loved me. I thought he did, but why would he send Jimmy to hurt me?
Exactly.
Then later he's in his hotel or whatever. Oh my god, let's show off.
I love this part.
Looking at playing cards and stacking them on the
in a
diving board.
perfect stack on the diving board. I love that.
From a couple stories up, yeah.
Yeah, so good.
But then he goes to talk to Bailey and on the golf course.
On the golf course, yeah, and that does not go well.
Wearing his I Love New York t-shirt. He's like, no, I played.
Yeah, he's tapping the golf ball off the end of his golf club.
I know. It's like, oh, something's gonna happen here.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was waiting for him to do it.
Tapping my way downtown.
I was waiting for that too.
Oh my!
Tapping my way downtown.
So good.
There you go. Consider things I can do. I can warn you to leave Peppermint alone. Oh my god! He takes on one of the bodyguards.
Yeah.
Keep your boys from hurt. Yeah, he swings the golf club, hits one with the ball, but then the bodyguard, super strong bodyguard, gets in the way again.
Yeah, bends the golf club with his forearm.
But Bailey's like, what the hell's going on? He's like, you sent Jimmy Muscles here to strong-arm Peppermint. And Bailey's like, I did?
And Clint's like, apparently I'm the village idiot.
Yeah.
A couple nights back, I stopped Jimmy here from playing pretzel with Peppermint's arm.
Yeah.
You're having an affair with her. He works for you, so I thought, oops, made a mistake.
But he said, yeah, he's like, I didn't send Jimmy to do nothing. Oh, God. And then, he's like, understood, and Clint's like, I think I'm beginning to.
Yeah.
And then we see, next page, Clint's telling this story to some people.
The whole story
yes.
to a bunch of people in the pool. Yeah, I love this. And this is used in issues following this to kind of recap the story of what's going on to people who haven't read the previous issue. I love that. It's so clever.
They tell these people, and then it's like, well, if he didn't send the bodyguard, and then he's like, come on, Martha, work with me. Who do you think sent? They're all like, Bailey's wife.
I'm smelling onion. How about you? Yeah.
Oh my lord! Then he goes to Walmart, starts stocking. Remember, kids, he loves arrows, so he's stocking up on arrows and stuff. Yeah.
Gosh, I love arrows. He says, and these are just normal arrows. These aren't the trick explosive or zappy arrows or whatever. Just regular ones.
Are these tungsten? Then he goes shopping at Walmart.
Yeah, I love it. And he says to the guy in the store, he goes, I guess you could say we're involved.
I mean, it's cool and all, but I'm like, why didn't he wear his costume? Because the costume does show up later, so I'm just like, why?
Yeah. Maybe he wanted to keep a low profile.
I guess.
And also, like, it kind of makes sense if you think about the Thunderbolt connection. He was trying to, like, keep a low profile because of that, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
right. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not gonna keep doing the creative team because I think it's the same creative team the whole time. So
I think it is for all these issues. I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
and again, if this isn't collected, it should be.
It should. And as I was reading this too, I thought, actually, if they ever did another Hawkeye series on Disney Plus, like another show,
Yeah.
this would make a great adaptation for that.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see them doing a great live action version of this script.
See, the only thing about there's such a difference between comic book Hawkeye and live action Hawkeye because well, again, here at this point, Mockingbird's supposedly dead. He's the swinging single guy, but on Disney
Right.
Plus, he's the family man with kids and everything.
True.
Not
true,
that not that stopped him from murdering a bunch of people. Was Ronin?
right. Yeah.
Oh, that bad boy!
Yeah. The terrible haircut.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, yeah, the Disney Plus show had a lot of like callbacks to the family stuff, so they'd have to find some creative way to dovetail that into the story if they were going to adapt it. But it would be cool if they did something with the brother, with Barney,
Oh yeah.
in a future adaptation. I think that would be cool.
I mean, spoilers. Isn't he supposed to be dead? So, but it's like, oh, he's not really dead.
Right. Or they could have some flashbacks, like in this tale,
Mm-hmm.
weave in and out of the show at strategic moments.
Oh yeah, this issue 2 covers by I think it's Paul Galassi, who I did.
That's a great cover.
Yes, who I know was doing some covers for who around this time too.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yes. I love his Batman, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just a great Batman.
everyone knows Batman.
Batman, my favorite character.
All right, so issue 2, we start off with another flashback. Clint practicing while he's talking to. Is this Trick Shot?
I think it is,
Yeah.
At the carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, help me sucker the marks in the bars and jack the rubes who deserve it. But then basically, Barney overhears this and he's like,
Mhm.
Clint's like, it's not a big deal. And he's like, he's stealing from people, Clint.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but you said everyone knows.
But it doesn't make it okay, and helping him is even worse, Barney says.
Mm-hmm.
I just want my little brother to know right from wrong.
So that's what he. Well, like you said, then we get to the present, and again, the people are in the hot tub without Clint, and basically recapping the last issue.
Yeah. And Clint himself is doing some hunting out in the woods.
Yeah, with some of the golfing buddies. Yeah.
Yeah. And pins the dude right to the tree.
I love it. Yeah, he puts an arrow in the guy's gun. I'm thinking, dumb move, Bumpy. Well, with an arrow sticking out of your sharps there. You have the whole Wile E. Coyote thing going. I love. Here's my suggestion: talk, mess your pants. Not necessarily in that order. Oh yeah, because it is the guy from the golf course because he still has the welt on his forehead.
Yes, yeah.
It's like it's an easy target.
Remember me?
Yeah, but he says, "What does Peppermint know that makes your boss's wife want to throw a scare down on her?" The wife being Belinda, yes.
Belinda, yeah. We get a great part. Elsewhere in the woods, there's two more of Matthias's guys that are running through the woods, and Clint strategically times another arrow to pierce a branch that a squirrel was resting on. And so it jumps down and bites this one dude. And then he accidentally rifle butts the other guy right in the side of the head.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. It's so good. Clint says, "You gotta love it when a plan comes together." And the dude's flailing around on the ground with a squirrel biting him.
Those are nuts. But I love, your pal Bumpy says Peppermint learned some secret Bailey was hiding. So here's how it is. Bumpy got you guys to the bonus round. He's got an arrow pointing at both of them.
Yeah.
We don't know who would. Scully. Remember the super strong bodyguard?
Shoots an arrow at him, and it just basically bends itself into his chest.
And then Clint says, I thought it was you, Jim Scully, the Time magazine cover, right? Viet vet, framed for murder, whole Jurassic Park movie, the triangle trip, came back stronger than spit. My 15 minutes were up a while ago. A few breweries, too.
No, I was going to ask you because it looks like there's like some marks on Clint's face.
Yeah.
Is that like camouflage stuff, or is that like tattoos? Or
I think it's it's not there all the time, so I'm assuming it's some kind of camouflage. I know they give him the scar like on his mouth there, like, you know.
Yeah, and I figured that was from something that had happened in the recent.
I figured that was probably like from pulling arrows with his mouth, or, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Maybe shooting arrows with his mouth. That's what I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. I was curious about scarring stuff.
No, you've read this, right?
Oh,
yeah.
No likes this one. Nice.
Yeah.
This is a great story. I was really, really pleased with this.
You are weird. You are weird. Said the flunk get bench pressed this whole town.
Bumpy Thwack and Squirrel Pants are like family to me, Clint says. Talking about Matthews' guys.
But yeah, so Scully's just like, so what? Breaks a tree. I don't know. You really don't know. I'm the poster child for second chances, eighth chances too.
Eighth chances, yeah.
But then, Scully's like, notice the tat. The other guys have them too. Bailey only hires vets. Help us out looking for a second chance.
Yeah.
But yes, Scully supposedly says Clint couldn't hurt him. And he's like, I got 33 arrows left, and you only have 2 eyes. Do the math. Don't think for 1 second that I can't hurt you. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Then Clint's
back at the hotel.
Yeah. Throws a deck of cards in the air and pins the 3 of hearts to the wall. Right through the middle.
Yeah. He goes back to the strip club after that and talks to Peppermint.
Noel says it's one of the most imaginative comics ever. The graphic design is groundbreaking. Yeah. I mean, Fabian. We're not on the Fraction yet, but okay. And Fraction is hilarious. But we're on the Fabian Nicieza from 2003 right now. Next episode, we're going to get to the Mad Fraction.
Yeah, this is, 9 years before the Mad Fraction series, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then Clint goes back to the strip club to talk to Peppermint. as she's dancing.
Yeah, right in the middle of her routine. Yeah.
I know.
She's like, you just got to be a hero, don't you? She goes, listen, you think it's Belinda. Why don't you go talk to her?
As she's undoing her bra. That's some angle there.
Yeah.
As she's saying, why don't you go talk to Belinda about it? I mean, just that angle. She looks
like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And she was.
And probably making good money that night.
So then, next thing we see, Clint makes it to the Mathis estate. I love nice spread. Keep the slaves out back, do you?
Yeah, and Belinda has a southern accent and everything. My boys told me a bit about you.
Well, I think they said she's the old money. He married. The husband married into it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the butler Gaylord.
Gaylord, yeah.
Yeah. I love it. She's like, Gaylord, something with a kick, lemonade, and he says, "Whoa, I am driving." She does not have to try Gaylord's lemonade.
Well, it was 1 in the afternoon.
That's right. It's 5:00 somewhere. Yeah.
That's right.
But she's like, wants to know why he's harassing her husband, and she says, Bailey. He's like, how do I put this? Bailey's using his putter on a new course, and you're not happy about it. Which even matter that he told her something he shouldn't have, something you want hushed up, and you will break bones or at least pop implants in order to keep it quiet. Fabian.
So what makes Bailey such an unhappy biscuit?
I read that. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'm so glad I reviewed this with him. Yes. What makes Bailey such an unhappy biscuit? Yes.
I love it.
My favorite biscuit.
Fabian is so good.
I know. But he said, he surrounds himself with losers. But Bailey's looking for it to come clean and redeem himself. So whatever this is, it's also keeping him clinically depressed.
And Belinda threatens him. She goes, my husband's weakness, a stripper's gold digging, or some thuggish Robin Hood will not keep me from getting what I've had coming to me for a very long time.
So as the butler's about to brain Clint over the head, he throws the lemonade in his face.
Throws the lemonade right in his face and then kicks him.
Gets up and kicks him, and splashes Belinda with the lemonade at the same time,
Yeah.
And then back.
And fills in the people at the hot tub.
Yeah.
The latest developments. And a tattoo. Talking about a tattoo that he saw.
Yep. So he goes to Stabbing Steve's tattoo parlor.
It was a tattoo on Matthias's arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the guy says, it's not like just like a tattoo or something. It's like cultural. So this guy's looking through his books. He's like, it's Vietnamese, Laotian, a symbol for collective cultural spirit. Basically translates to unity, which requires a union. So who's being unified? The guy who's not stabbing Steve.
Yeah, then we see back at the estate, there's a picture being cleaned off of a military unit.
Yep. Looks like Bailey and Scully and the, Bumpy and Squirrel Pants.
Love it.
Oh. All right, so... All right, any thoughts on 2, or should we get to issue 3?
Yeah, let's go on to issue number 3. Let's keep on rolling.
Oh, another good cover.
Yeah, I love that. That one looks almost kind of painted, too, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it almost seems like they got different artists to do each cover so far.
That was cool. Gives each one a different flavor.
Yeah. So once again, we get to start with a flashback.
Yes. With Trickshot.
And
Trickshot training and the Swordsman.
Yeah, the Swordsman coming out, yeah.
The original one.
Yeah, because we see with the scene where Clint walks in, he's counting the money he stole. Yeah. Someone robbed the paymaster. He's like, oh.
You want to cut, kid, or do you want to get cut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Swordsman goes after him.
Basically, breaks his legs when he falls.
Yeah. But then Trickshot saves him. He puts an arrow right through the Swordsman's arm, just as he's about to land a death blow. Get away from him!
But even Trickshot's telling Barney, he's like, your brother's going to squeal on something that was none of his business.
Mm-hmm.
You
don't rat on your family, Barney, no matter what.
All right, and then in the present, Clint's at the library doing some research.
Yeah, flirting with the librarian.
Yep.
Yep. And she doesn't mind one bit.
She's like, yeah, why don't you do this yourself? No computer in my Harley. Besides, you make some very attractive, plausible deniability. And then it's like, I'm not going to pay you back dinner for a start. And then, then we see the end of that.
Yes.
I don't think there's a woman with less than a double D in these issues.
It was Myrtle Beach.
I mean, look at that librarian in her bookends. It's like that movie trope where it's like, she's so homely, then she takes off the glasses, lets her hair down.
Yeah, right.
Oh, she's hot.
The old hot librarian.
The lonely hot librarian, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So then Clint's got to take a trip. He's going to go to Miami.
Going to Miami.
Miami. I do like, we get another montage of this little road trip because he stops. I guess some woman and her kids broke down. He's like, you knew they were supposed to put oil in these, right?
Fabian has such a great grasp on Clint's voice, his dialogue as a character. He's got such a masterful grasp on it in the series. I just love it.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he goes to see another one of Bailey's unit here. Alex, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He goes, I'm sorry about that. I got this pokey little finger. Oops.
Then the guy calls in his goons, but Yeah, Clint mentions Belinda and Bailey. Yep.
This Alex guy has the same tattoo on his hand that Matthias has.
Hey, do you validate parking?
He says it starts with a girl getting threatened. I'm all chivalrous about that kind of stuff. Turns out she learned something about Bailey. You know what that might be, right, Alex?
I'm gonna find out. I'm not here to cause trouble, really. I'm gonna find out all about it. He tells him, the new hotel we're staying at. This time he's in a hot tub with 2 young ladies.
Yes. Yep.
Basically
and they are
saying
all about it.
Saying now he's doing all this to help Peppermint. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that.
He says, yeah, like these guys are Vietnam vets, and the one's like, oh, that makes them really old, doesn't it? And the other one, as if you haven't done older.
She's like, shut up. I love that. And then he gets out of the hot tub and then he's gotta go, girls. And she goes, oh, do you have to? Yeah, with my luck, your parents will come looking for you any minute. Shut up!
Stop! Oh, I love this. Yeah,
and he goes to the elevator, and the 3 goons from Alex's office are waiting for him.
Yeah, but then this other couple gets on. Yeah,
hold the elevator, thank you. And there's this big, very tense silence, and Clint says, "How come no one ever talks in elevators? Why is that?"
I love when the couple gets off. Bar 4, have a good night. And he's like, you two rock the headboard.
Yeah.
He basically gave him an imperious wrecks my bed. You know, kids, as a reference to Namor.
Yes.
My favorite biscuit.
My favorite biscuit.
I love it.
But yeah, you see the elevator doors close, then when we get to the next floor, it opens up, and you see Clint just like, this is my floor, and the 3 goons unconscious on the floor.
Yes, they're all in heaps on the floor.
I love he pulls one out just enough to keep the door from completely shutting. And then he's like, thanks for holding the door.
Thanks for holding the door.
After he gets dressed, yeah. And then he goes back to Alex. Well, he goes to Alex's house, and Alex hears the car alarm outside. He goes outside, and the 3 goons are tied up and dropped on his hood. Yep.
Yep.
Then he gets an arrow in his gun. But then he calls Belinda.
Yeah, he was on the phone with Belinda and Bailey. Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, no, everything's fine. Why do you ask? As Clint has an arrow pointed right at his crotch.
Oh, geez, Alex, you practically sounded like you were gonna cry.
I know Belinda can melt balls of steel, but seriously. But yeah,
he can't talk about it, whatever it is.
But yeah, Clint starts doing something to the end of those arrows.
Yeah, so he's chewing the feather tips up.
I mean, I don't know if when he's asking Alex, it looks like there's some kind of massacre going on, kind of flashback, but
yeah, to Laos when they're in their military unit.
Yeah, because Clint's like, wait, you slaughtered a village? No one ever found out? What is it, hush money? If you kept quiet, if got out, you'd all be ruined. Your money, your company, nice house, the wife.
Ex-wife, I take it.
Yeah. I can't talk about it. You won't. And that's the wrong answer. Clint fires like 3 arrows at him, and they all go flying all over the place.
The boomerang arrows. Yeah.
Oh, I guess the goons were going to sneak up on him again. So they go whipping around behind, and they pin the guys to the wall again.
I love it. Yeah.
It's going to get out. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a bit of a bulldog about these kinds of things. So talk to me now or talk later. To the reporters, the army prosecutor, and the senator looking to make a name for himself by sticking your head on a pike. Talk to your kids about it. Oh, but then Alex is like, I'm sorry. And poison.
Poison in a hollow tooth. He's got a cyanide capsule that he bites down on. And that is the end of Alex.
So this is big, kids. These guys are willing to kill themselves to keep this secret. At least Alex is.
Yeah. But he does whisper Theum or Thorn to Clint before he dies.
Yeah. But then Scully tells Belinda Peppermint hasn't shown up for work for 2 nights now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So yeah, so they basically want to find her, and of course, Mr. Barton.
Yep.
But then I guess Bailey does track her down, Peppermint down, because she got a gun.
She's hiding out in a hotel room, or
it might be Clint's first one, yeah. Or
that's right. Barton registered for the timeshare. It says,
yeah. But yeah, he says we got millions coming. Belinda got her cut. Then you and I can. Oh yeah, it's Bailey. Yeah, he's like, Belinda will get her money. Then you and I can be together. But Barton's gonna ruin it all. So in a few hours, when he walks through that door, he tells her, "You have to kill him." Oh yeah, I think she's wearing his shirt too, because isn't that the Thunderbolts logo on that shirt? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I guess I didn't notice that the first time I read this.
And in that third panel, a little bit of cheek hanging out.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Thoughts, Justin, or should we get to the next one?
I love it. Yeah. Let's just keep on rolling. I love this story.
Right. Oh, I love this cover. This cover's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. It almost kind of looks like a Mark Bagley a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to do this one because, yeah, that is good. All right. So, again, another flashback. See Clint practicing his archery with a broken leg.
Hobbling around with
and Barney says
crutches and a cast.
And Barney says he's leaving. And basically he says his bus leaves at 9. Clint wants to come, but then Barney's at the Greyhound, and Clint's not there, so he gets on the bus and just leaves. Meanwhile, we see Clint was late 'cause he's hobbling,
Yeah,
that blank.
He's waving for the bus, and we find out that Barney enlisted in the army.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and then we get back to the present again. Part 4, like a hole in the head.
Like a hole in the head, yeah, and another recap with the people with the hot tub.
And there's a new guy, so the other 3 are filling him in, yeah.
They're filling him in, and he's got one of those beer hats. Yeah. I love it.
I love when Clint gets into the elevator. There's like 3 kids in there. He's like, notice that no one ever talks in elevators again. And then one of the kids like, you got a gun in there or something? Talking about his bag. He says, or something.
Yeah. Or something. Yeah. And he walks in and sees Peppermint there holding a gun.
And a bottle of booze in the other hand. So.
Yeah, she is messed up.
But, she's like, I didn't ask Bailey to tell me what he did, but he did. And now, so Belinda's pissed at me.
Clint says, but I'm not the one shouting. And then the next door neighbor screams through the wall, shut up in there!
He keeps going on. And he goes, shut up. But Clint's like, have you even slept? She's like, no. What happened in Miami? And he tells her, yeah, Bailey's old pal preferred to kill himself than tell the truth. How about you? But he says, this is what I know about Laos and a massacre in a village. Everyone is keeping quiet for a payoff. She says, it's not because of the massacre, it's because of the temple. He's like, What was inside
the temple? Yes. Yeah, where Bailey found there.
They won't be able to pay out on it for another 5 years. He's like, yeah, sure. And she's like, yes, they won't be allowed back in till then. Scully shows up and says, not another word.
Yeah.
And the neighbor's still yelling.
I'm calling security. And then all 3 of them shout in unison, shut up!
Scully's telling her to keep her mouth shut. Shut up, you Bailey ain't gonna hurt you, Pep. And Belinda knows she better not, or Bailey will walk on her. She's like, really? He's like, he walks on her. She's out a whole heck of a lot. And Clint's like, what about Alex and his cyanide tooth? And she says, you're gonna get me killed. And she fires the gun. Scully grabs her, but I guess the bullet hits the doorknob, ricochets, and Peppermint shoots herself in the head.
Basically, she accidentally shoots herself. Yeah.
Because he's like, Clint's like, what did you do, you idiot? He's like, she had the gun. I stopped her. She would have shot one of us. And Clint, what does he? Is it the salt shaker or something? He throws it. He's like, she wouldn't have done anything. And again, another ricochet shot. And even though she's like laying there dead, he still hits her in the wrist.
Yeah. Yeah. And Scully should have known too that like Clint could have done something against a really tired drunk girl with a gun. Like he could have disarmed her without having her die. So
yeah. Well, at least, I mean, it was an accident. It was an accident. At least Scully's was trying to keep her from shooting Clint. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I could understand why.
Yeah.
Why Clint was angry. You know, he could have done something.
And then security shows up with the two of them sitting there with a dead
the dead girl. Yeah. What are we supposed to do about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next thing, we see Clint in jail, and he must have called the librarian. He says, "I did say I'd call you." Mary,
tell me you have enough money to post bail, she says.
But he says he's gonna stick around a bit. Big fan of Oz, are you? But he tells her, dig up some. I need you to do some digging on Laos, a place named Nam Thiam. Then Belinda shows up.
Comes Belinda and Bailey. Yeah. Looks like they're here to bail out Scully.
She's like, this is not how I preferred this to work out, but he's like, Pepper was only part of the problem. I love Clint. Howdy, Miss Belinda. You know what I heard when he said, howdy, Miss Belinda?
Oh,
howdy, y'all.
Yes. I love that.
But he says, how many more lives is this secret of yours worth?
Just at least one more.
Ooh.
At the very least. Yeah. Ooh.
So then at some point Clint gets out and he's back with Mary and the librarian.
They're doing some research on Nam Thiam.
Yeah, a major trading route for merchants through the Mekong Delta. And he says there's a lot of there's like dozens of temples down there. He's like, no, it's not where something is, it's where something's not.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Marianne's like, wait, so they found a temple and the payoff is 30 years in coming? I really don't get it. And he says, me neither. There's only one way to find out.
We're back at the Matthews mansion.
Yeah, it's Scully, that's Scully. Yeah, let's talk to Belinda. He tells her, I'm out. Nurse Maid and Bailey trying to keep Peppermint from blabbing. That's all cool, but I can't do this no more if it means. She's like, what, $100 million? You're not out. You're my gelding, and I'll ride you as long as I like. Whoa.
Yeah, damn. Yep, she told him.
Then she calls someone Sing Fu Zhu. I know what time it is. It's time for the Unity to fall. It's time for the Unity to fall apart if he doesn't talk to me right now. And then he has Clint sneaking back into the mansion. Bumpy gets a blunt arrow to the head.
Right to the forehead. Yeah. Matthews is drunk. It looks like he puked all over himself.
Oh yeah, and then Clint pins his shirt to the chair he's sitting in with 4 arrows.
And here we go. We see him in the costume.
Yep. He's like, damn,
for the first time so far. Yeah.
And Bailey's so drunk. He's like, who are you? He's like, how drunk are you?
Who are you?
Bailey's like, oh.
He beans a stapler into his mouth.
Yeah.
He's like, so you can't do your cyanide capsule trick. And the dude, and Bailey says, I had that taken out years ago.
Oh, sorry.
Oops. Okay.
But then he asks him what happened in Laos that's worth Peppermint's life. And that's when Bailey says it costs a lot more lives than that. And again, we see more flashback panels of just this village, the villagers getting massacred, getting machine gunned down. Yeah.
And a temple with what looks like a Christian stained glass painting.
Yeah.
And
they said it's funny, all that killing for nothing. Could have just waited them out for 30 years. Maybe convinced them over time. And Clint says, "What you find?" He's like, "Salvation. If you're gonna sell your soul to the devil, might as well be for the kind of payoff that only comes around once every Armageddon."
And then he leaves, and later on he meets up with Scully outside of Walmart and says, "How's Bumpy doing?" And Scully says, "He's got a bad welt on his head. Looks like the Elephant Man."
So they're both like, they should have handled Peppermint different, the whole Peppermint thing different, and then they decide to team up and go to Laos.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. Did you read this on Marvel Unlimited?
I did. Yeah.
Did you notice they put the issues in out of order because issue 5 you had they did 1, 2, 3, 4 and then it was 6, 7 and then 5. If you went into the actual series, 5 was out of order. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I did notice that. It was weird.
Some kind of error on that end. Their end. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was strange.
All right, we're ready for 5?
Yes.
All right. Let's scroll back to the beginning here. Oh yeah, this cover. It says Pacheco. Which Pacheco is this?
Carlos?
Maybe. Because that's a nice cover, too.
Yeah, that does look like Carlos Pacheco, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it must be some early work. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with him at that point. Like, I know now from, like, that Spider-Woman series he did. And...
Oh, yeah.
All right, another flashback. This time it's when Clint was helping Trickshot.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess they're under, like, rob a man.
Kind of doing some Robin Hood stuff. They're robbing a mob guy.
Yep.
Trickshot says, "Ain't it a gas?"
But then they get caught. Clint gets shot, and he accidentally shoots an arrow into someone who turns out is his brother Barney.
Yep.
And Trickshot's like, "Let's get out of here." And he's like, "No, I'm taking him to the hospital." And then, no, Trickshot's like, "We're leaving." And he's like, "No, I'm taking him to the hospital." And he aims an arrow at Trickshot. "You're gonna go for a kid? Shoot for the high, hard one."
There we go. I love it.
Yeah, but then they show, Barney's, made it out of surgery and stuff. I love, Barney's like, in and out, but he tells him, lied to the cops, told him we were drunk and started daring each other.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, he shot me in the arm.
Especially if they knew anything about their past. They'd be like, "Oh, the Barton kids? Yeah.
Oh, them carnies."
Yeah, that definitely checks out.
But yeah, he says, "Barney, what happened? You said you were going to go to the army, make something of yourself." And he's like, "Guess you are what you are, huh?" All right. And then back in the present, in Laos, I guess Clint and Scully rented this guy's boat. 10,000 American dollars.
Yeah. Well, it helps when you got that Avengers money or Thunderbolts money or whatever.
He's like, 2 days on the Mekong just to get the Namthiam. I sure hope those fools come back alive. Got my boat. But they brought Bailey with them. They brought Bailey with them. As Clint's like, basically getting all his arrows ready.
Yeah. He's even got some trick ones ready this time.
Basically saying, however choice Bailey's made, it's been bad.
Yeah.
And then they got
in Hong Kong.
Yeah, the guy Belinda was talking to,
Yeah. Basically going over the details of the whole situation.
Oh yeah, I mean we'll find this out in the next issue. Isn't that the guy's going to like pay them when they get the thing out of the temple? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Unity.
Meanwhile, Clint and the guys are making it going through the jungle, and then I love Scully. "Air smells bad, you know what I mean?" And Bailey, "Spirits of the dead." "Nah, just the incense smell and the idiots following us," Clint says, and he's like, "What? None of you knew we were being followed?" And he shoots out.
And they're attacked by. He shoots 3 taser arrows simultaneously.
Drops it.
He's like, there, and there, and there.
Drops like 3 guys out of trees.
Yeah.
How many more snipers? Too many.
Bailey's taking point, huh?
But I love.
And Bailey's been injured. He's been wounded.
Yeah, but I love it. Clint says, I can take care of these guys. And Scully, thought there were too many. Too many's just enough to make it a fair fight.
Yeah. I love it.
I love as Bailey's running away. He says to Scully, there's like an explosion. Like, what the devil was that? And he's Scully. He's packing some serious mojo in that quiver. But then they come across 2 skeletons, and we're just remembering everything they did. So Clint's like, this is the big secret, right? The massacre. So he says, "Bailey, what happened here? What did you do? What could have been worth doing all this?" Because that splash page is all the skeletons on the ground.
Yeah, it's basically just a ghost town with this little village that was completely massacred.
Because Clint's like, were they running away? And oh no, I think it's Scully. Were they running away? And Clint, no. Look how they fell. They were protecting something. The temple?
The temple.
Yeah. He says, "How do we get in there?" He says, "You can't. Not till 2007.
Yeah. That's the whole Unity Pact, keeping a secret till your class reunion in 2007.
What's that trigger to open? It's sunlight, right? Certain angle, certain position. But yeah, Bailey's saying, we were going to take it. The villagers tried to stop us, and that's when you slaughtered them. No, we wrestled only for like 10 minutes, but that was enough time. Yeah, the temple started closing. We found that it only opened up once every 40 years. Just long
enough for the villagers to bow down and worship and remember why they were keeping this big secret.
But Clint even says, why didn't you just blow a hole in the wall and get it back in there? And I guess one of the villagers must have said it's rigged. Anyone breaks in, what's inside gets crushed. So yeah, I guess, I don't know if it's Bailey or one of the other ones must have demanded that the villagers let them back in now, and they couldn't. So yeah, they just gunned them all down. We didn't stop till no one was left to keep the secret except for us.
Yeah.
Clint's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, they're just all these snipers shooting arrows at him. It's like, Clint's like, okay, I get you feel bad, but we're about to end up as walking shish kebab. But Bailey tells him, yeah, sunlight angled there at 4:44 p.m. on the 40th day of every 40th year. Clint, is that all?
Is that all?
So, I mean, I'm like, he's like, okay, calculations, February 9th, 2007, calculate Earth rotation, axis drift. Crap, me the math major. But yeah, must be talking about trick shots. He's like, yeah, he's like, you like the jerk you taught me. Always talking about making the impossible shot. He called it the hard shaft.
High hard shaft. There we go.
That's a shot worth taking, huh?
That's right. Always.
Scream at! I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod. One way to Biscuit Town.
So this arrow goes off, and he's... I love Scully's like, what's that? Spotlight photonic particles, actually. It's all complicated. I usually just don't ask. See, the temple opens up, and this just got weird. So yeah, so it's like a pillar, but it's like, it's like a picture of like Jesus, and it's almost made out of like small towels, or I don't know.
It looks like it's It looks like it's very old.
Because he says how old's his temple, and he says almost 2,000 years old.
Yeah. I mentioned this just got weird.
Yes. And it's like Scully. You also mentioned that too many archers just made for a fair fight, Clint. Yeah, okay, in that case, I figure this will be the fairest fight of your life as they just, that's the last splash page. They're just surrounded from all sides. All right, so.
And that leads us into the conclusion. Yeah.
That's right. We're not going to backtrack because Marvel Unlimited put them in the wrong order.
I love that.
That's another good cover, number 6, of him flipping.
Yeah,
I mean, it has nothing to do with the issue, but that's pretty cool. Just him flipping upside down.
Yeah,
you see.
I think that actually might be my favorite cover of all of these. I don't know, just something about the use of the color and the lighting. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Yeah, I want to see.
Oh, it was Scott Collins that did that.
Yes, that's it. I was going to say that this artist looks so familiar. It is Collins.
Yeah, yes. I really like his stuff.
Yes, so do I. All right, so last flashback, we get basically Barney's funeral. And Clint's there with Hank and Jan, Pym, T'Challa. So it's that era, kids.
Yeah.
Then it goes back to the mansion. He's basically in a mood because he's like, all these years you turned into a total screw up. So what does that make me? Of course, at that moment, Jarvis comes in with a letter from the FBI for Clint. It's where they basically
from his brother.
Yeah, where they basically tell him, your brother was undercover for the FBI and the mob. So
yeah, it was his brother's partner.
Oh yeah.
Who reveals that he was an undercover FBI agent.
And even says, he knew you were Hawkeye from your first public appearance. I haven't told anyone. Barney was like a brother to me, but he was your brother, and he never forgot you. He was so proud of you. He wished that he could have told you the truth, so you know that you had both made the right choices.
Yeah.
So kind of indication there.
Yeah, I really liked that. That was a really nice moment. Yeah.
And then we get a semi-flashback after that as Bailey writing a letter, I guess, to the wife.
Yeah. He goes, I deserve to be free of this life, he says.
Because as we see, all the snipers, they've shot Bailey full of arrows and pinned him to that pillar.
Yeah. Things are not looking good.
And of course, out comes that case and with his costume. Because Scully, I love this. Some hard-headed circus bowman is going to take down 100 archers and protect this thing, and then Clint, no, and we see him in the costume, but Hawkeye will.
I love that, yeah.
Just shooting a bunch of explosive arrows and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he gave one of the bumpy method. Yeah, it's right in the head.
I love how he used his bow to deflect some of the arrows in one panel, and then launched a volley in retaliation in the next panel. It's great.
And I love how he tases like two other guys while he's looking in the other direction.
Yeah. Hits another one right in the forehead with the sledgehammer arrow, and then we see the net arrow. Mm-hmm. Oh man, it's great.
I love Scully. Hey, they're trying to steal the column. Clint, hey, no, that's not fair. We're here to steal the column. I can deal with. He's like getting involved with Lippy, Robin Hood, Wise Guy. I can deal with that, but the one thing I can never stand about you costumes is when you make jokes during a fight. I always thought it made us.
I always thought it made us cuddly and urbane.
Idiot. And Clint's like, isn't this tumble supposed to close itself? And Scully's like, we didn't open it the right way. I don't think it's going to shut on its own.
What if I don't want to close it? What if I want to bring the column home? Scully says.
That would be one way to go, except for two things. The people who died here deserve better than that, and then if you do take it, I'll be on you like an enema. Scully, tell me you mean enemy. Nope.
Nope. I love these four panels where you see in the first panel Hawkeye shoots his arrow, and then in the second panel you see the POV of the arrow. It's first it's shooting through the air, and then it reaches this is another one of the archers in the third panel, and then in the fourth panel it shatters his bow completely before he's able to even do anything. That was great.
And then the next page, there's just, he says something in the first panel, but it's just like 6 panels of him just, going through these archers, Yeah.
Thanks for playing our game, boys. I'll have some lovely parting gifts for you in a minute.
But then he gets hit by a poison arrow, and Scully's gone. It's like, Scully, bad choice before he passes out.
And he's taken the column from the temple.
Yep. And he basically takes it to this dealer Belinda was talking to. Mm-hmm. Because he has cell phone rings. He's like, that's probably Belinda. He's like, yeah. He's like, hey, Jim, it's me. You made a bad choice last week. Lucky that poison wasn't fatal. He's like, unlucky for you. I can track down a 30-year-old payment to a Hong Kong art dealer. Remember what I said? And you can see him across the street. Yeah, got an arrow all knocked and ready to go. Last chance to make the right choice, Jimmy. I could destroy the column now and you get nothing. Or you help me take down Belinda and you get to look in the mirror again. Then we see Belinda reading the note from her husband, and then she burns it.
Yeah.
And Scully's like, is it worth it? And all this. And, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if she's going to have a party and show off this thing or what. Because it's at the mansion, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, what are these holes in the column? Arrows. Bailey was pinned to the column when he died. And she's like, that's fitting. And she puts a hand on it, and then Clint pins her hand there with an arrow.
Yeah. Thump. The man on that column wouldn't want to be worshipped on the blood of others, he says.
She's like, millions of people deserve to know that he planned to spread his word to everyone. Think about how it could change the world, bring people together. And he's like, how many more would it tear apart? They don't matter if they don't believe, she says. And he goes, you almost make me buy the whole believer shtick, except for one thing. You really think this would have been kept a secret for 2,000 years unless he wanted it to be? Basically hits it, the column with a sonic arrow, and it starts falling apart.
And vibrates it into dust.
He's like, it'll grind the grout, the pit, and the paste, but spare the towels.
I do know people died to keep this a secret, he says.
Yeah, the only way to make those deaths worth it is to keep the secret. And then, of course, towards the end here, Clint's back in the hot tub telling everyone how it's all right.
Filling everybody in on what happened.
But of course, he didn't tell them what the secret treasure was. So he's like, she didn't pull a trigger and she didn't officially steal anything. So, but he says, she is being punished. I don't know, is this Marion the librarian back, or is this somebody else?
Yeah. She's back.
Because the rest of them are getting out of the hot tub, and Clint's like, you all be good, and for Pete's sake, lay off the KFC.
Lay off the KFC. Love it.
So, yeah.
And then we go back to Laos at the very ending, and kind of a little epilogue.
Yeah, the last 3 panels, they show, Scully and Belinda basically gluing every towel back onto the column.
by hand.
I'm assuming those are SHIELD agents outside guarding the place. I mean,
it kind of looks like it,
I see
it.
it.
Yeah.
I do. It does say right in the.
Oh,
it does say SHIELD right there. Yeah.
Yes, on his
nice and
chest,
small there at the bottom of the panel, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you think, Justin? That this was your
I
first
love
read
this.
through?
Yeah, this is my first time reading this. I really enjoyed it. I was really kind of surprised by all the complexities of the script, but I really shouldn't have been. I mean, it's Fabian. He does great work with the complexities of his scripts.
Yeah.
And I as I said before, I loved the stuff with Barney.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that, especially how they tied that in with the ending, how it showed Clint at the funeral for his brother, and then receiving the letter from his brother's partner in the FBI.
Yes.
I thought that was a really, really poignant piece and a great way to kind of bring that whole story to a conclusion, that whole, with the flashbacks and everything, and telling the story of, basically the untold story of his relationship with his brother that we hadn't seen up to this point.
Yeah, and I thought it was nice that they both made it out of the carnival and they both made something of themselves, because usually like the cliche thing is like, oh, one became a hero and one became a villain, which again they kind of teased you with, but then it's like no, he was undercover.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that we didn't get the cliched thing of, oh, well, his brother, went off to the army, but then he became a mobster and all this other stuff. That would have been so tired. So I'm really glad that we got the piece with Barney, that backstory. I kind of, at first I thought, when I was first reading it, I wonder if Peppermint is going to turn out to be Barney's daughter, and this is Clint's niece. And that's why he's taken such an interest in her, because she's. But no, it turned out it was just some random, woman that needed help. And
I love it.
Right place at the right time.
It all starts with a giant coincidence. He just wanted chili.
Yeah,
just was in the
exactly.
place.
Yeah, and that's perfect for Hawkeye. It's perfect for Hawkeye that he's just looking to get a bowl of the best chili.
I thought
in the continental United States.
I thought you were going to say,
and he winds up getting embroiled in this whole conspiracy.
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to say. I thought Peppermint's real name was going to end up being Patty or something.
Patricia.
All right.
Yeah, this is excellent. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Some of the art, like Clint's face, sometimes, because I'd forgotten that he was all scarred up at this time.
Yeah.
So sometimes when they did the close-ups on Clint's face when he wasn't wearing the mask and stuff, I had to remind myself this is back when he was all scarred up and things. So.
And I feel like if Fabian hadn't done this series, we would. I don't know if we would have gotten the Fraction series later on, years from this point.
Yeah, because this did keep Hawkeye in the public eye for a while, and it. I mean, do you think that this series was well received? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I think if people read it, they like it. But yeah, again, I think it kind of flew under the radar.
I feel like this would make a great adaptation for another live-action Hawkeye story, a series, or
how it's laid out. Great. I mean, make each issue an episode. Or six episodes, right there.
You could do the flashbacks with the brother. You could incorporate Trick Shot into there. It would be phenomenal. They could do this, even the stuff with the hot tub with the people recapping stuff. Instead of how they do that at the beginning of every episode with the recaps, they could just have the hot tub people.
every episode, it opens up with just at the top of the screen it says previously on, and the words previously on just stay on screen. While Jeremy Renner's sitting in a hot tub with these three people saying, "Okay, here's what happened."
I can see it right now. Yes. Yeah. And then they put the logo on right after that. Yeah, it would be great. Yeah, I hope that we see another live action Hawkeye story. Even if they don't adapt this, I'd still be happy to see another series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've read this one? Has it been
maybe in a few years. Yeah.
Did you pick up on anything that you might have missed the first time that you read it?
You know what? It reads a lot better all in one sitting. I know what drew me crazy because I read it as it was coming out. So every month I was just like, "What's the secret?"
Yeah, what's it gonna be? Yeah, it does read really well as one piece, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not that it's bad, each issue to issue, but yeah, I kept, what was the secret? But yeah, no, I remember enjoying this from the first I picked it up. But
yeah, this is great. Yeah,
but no,
and I would love to go back at some point and cover the last 2 issues of this.
Yeah, we'll have to do
7 and 8 because it looks like that's a Black Widow story.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
So, but good news, kids. Well, again, we're going to do more Hawkeye next episode, but I mean, Justin and I were talking. I think we're going to do more Hawkeye next February.
Yeah, we're going to keep the theme going, yeah.
So far, yeah, we're talking about doing Defenders in January again and Hawkeye again in February.
Hawkeye and Mockingbird, too.
Yes. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. As I mentioned to you, in the Mockingbird series, the miniseries, was 8 issues.
Yes.
It would be cool if we covered the whole thing. I'd love to cover that whole one.
All right, so... Yes, kid. All right. So we went a little long, but that's fine. All right. So, yes, next time we are going to cover the first 5 issues of the Mad Fraction run from 2012. So stay tuned, Noel. All right. So, yes. So send us your thoughts on this one, on the upcoming. Always send your suggestions. Email us, CapesandLunatics @gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. And again, the Patreon, it's getting wilder and wackier over there. I promised you that show and Lilith Hellfire in 2024 would be
more vicious and brutal than ever.
And I think we've kept that promise.
That's right.
I guarantee you'll walk away from that thing going,
oh, that's naughty.
And
I love it.
All right.
It's a guarantee.
That's right. So find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right. Let me take a deep breath here. All right. The king of podcasting here, Justin. Yes, you can catch him here every week on Marvel Tales, talking something different Marvel with me every week. You can catch him twice a month on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast with me and Tyler Patrick. You can catch him once a month on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast at the end of every month. Now me and Justin are joined by Russell to talk the Azrael series, of the ongoing series.
Yes.
And stay tuned because the February episode, Lilith's going to join us.
I know. I can't wait for that.
I know. That's going to be crazy. And also, you can catch the 3 of us every month on Energon Universe, where we talk all the new Transformers and G.I. Joe content coming out of Image. So,
yeah.
But, again, this is the king, so that's not all he does. So, yes, what other kingly duties do you perform, Mr. Justin?
You can also find me over on Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where 3 times a month now, my pal Russell and I talk about everything to do with the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. And we also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And twice a month, we're joined by our pal, the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, to talk about Predator and Prey. The Ucha podcast is twice a month, and we are covering the new Predator versus Wolverine comics this month. Also, Russell and I record Gone the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, where we talk about DC's Demon from the 1974 series. And last but not least, my solo project, The Lost Library of Legends, is still chugging along. And by the time that this episode comes out, my latest episode of that show will be focused on an Impact comics series.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch.
Yes, I love Impact. Wait a minute. Wait, is this someone you know?
I don't know. I don't know who that is. Maybe I do.
I was going to say, is this a secret? I don't know.
Hold on, let me grab a handful of this.
Oh, that's naughty.
I'm gonna eat this up with a fork and spoon.
That's how I feel about these episodes. All right. Again, thank you, everyone. Come back in 1 week for Hawkeye, the first 5 issues of the Back for Action Hawkeye series. And then, after that, it's going to be 2 weeks of ROM.
Yeah.
Going back to the 80s.
It's time for the Romnibus.
Going back to the 80s, bitches. New reading from both of us. Omnibuses for me.
Yes.
All right, kids. Watch out for that high hard shaft.